What is up, ladies and gents? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Quant. I'll be talking about the recent developments. What is up, ladies and gents? In today's video, we're going to be talking all about Quant. I'll be discussing what has happened here recently, as well as my price predictions for the shorter term, so over the coming days and weeks here for Quant, as well as my 2025 price target for how high I think Quant could go. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer here, then welcome to the channel. If you do like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to see more. Of course, if you're a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you all here. Of course, if you're looking for a great place to buy and trade Quant, then look no further than the MEX exchange. They have some of the lowest fees on the market and they don't require KYC to get started. And on top of normal trading as well, you can also trade Quant futures if you want to long or short Quant. And you can do so with up to 200 times leverage. So if that's something that you'd like to do, click in the link in the description down below, fill out your details. It takes less than a minute to do so. Then you can get started trading straight away there. So of course, guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's get started on this video. So we're looking here right now at the Quant chart. Of course, at the moment, we've seen this little bit of a rush here since the start of November as payment infrastructure coins have shut up. Of course, Quant at the moment has lagged the market a little bit. You can see that from the bottom there, it shot up around 200%, which obviously is very good. But if you compare it to the likes of XRP, XLM, and some others, it's obviously a lot less than what they managed to do. So the question is, do we think that Quant is going to be catching up with these larger cryptos, or is it just going to be a loser this cycle? Well, one of the reasons is because they are particularly focused more on their technology and compliance. They're really building out the company from the bottom up, laying their foundations. As I can read from their Twitter and what people are saying about them, they're not so interested in hype tactics and short-term news. They're really trying to lay a good foundation, a greater mass adoption here of crypto. Obviously, they're in the interoperability space, which is a large addressable market. If it is successful, in other words, then they're going to be doing really, really well. So there is a strong utility case, bull case to be made here for Quant. Of course, they're based in London as well. So they're in the UK, which is a harsher regulatory environment. But if we see the crypto landscape under Trump in the Western world loosen up, then this could also be really good for Quant as well, since they're laying the foundations quite hard. So of course, that's one of the reasons here why we could see some underperformance. Of course, on top of that as well, Quant is obviously a lower market cap coin, and this is the chart from Quant against XRP. As you know, if you've been watching the XRP chart, it's been extremely bullish since the start of November there. It was one of the top gainers from the presidential election back in November, literally pumped 500% and is broken out of this pennant to the upside. I believe XRP in the shorter term could be seeing a price target of up to $8.80 there because of a result of this pennant. So that's extremely bullish for XRP. Of course, some of the other bigger gainers have been the largest cryptocurrencies as well. And that's completely normal that we see larger cryptocurrencies leading the pack at the start of the bull market. This is absolutely normal. Another coin that I covered just before this video was XDC, had exactly the same as well. It pumped, but it obviously lagged what XRP was doing. But at some point in the future, that, in my opinion, is going to reverse. If we just go back on Quant XRP, so we have a look at the comparison chart there. Obviously, technically, we're looking at this with this sort of downtrend at the moment. You can see we've been in a very big downtrend here on Quant since the presidential election, start of November there. Obviously, XRP completely outperformed Quant. Quant is only a $1 billion market cap. XRP is at, what is it now, like 200 billion or so? So there is obviously a massive market cap difference, but later in the bull cycle, when we start breaking these downwards resistances, the first one obviously being this really steep one, and the second one going across like this, then we could start to see the tides change. We could see something like this, for example, where we start to make recoveries here on Quant XRP, and then that's when Quant starts to outperform XRP. Of course, the pump on XRP is not going to last forever, and when it slows down, gives us a breather, then we could start seeing coins like Quant flourish. So these are two trend lines that I'm closely monitoring here on Quant XRP. Of course, these are just one of the technical indicators that I want to see for me to continue being bullish here on Quant. Of course, at the moment here on the chart, if we just draw those fib levels up, we can see right now the price has consolidated a bit towards that 0.5 to 0.618 fib here on Quant. It's had a bit of a retracement since that pump there. So obviously quite a few people who were in Quant use this as a selling opportunity. And that's why we've seen quite a bit of retracement on the price. But now we are consolidating quite nicely at the 110 region. We could potentially see this as some form of bear flag in the really short term as well. We've come down quite sharply. We're consolidating like this. And of course, if we break out to the downside, that could spell a bit more downhill here on Quant. So in the shorter term, we may see something like this all the way down to 77 cents here if we are seeing this bear flag. But now to cover the bullish side of things, obviously here on Quant, we can see that we have this strong bullish support going up, and at the moment the price is actually still holding this bullish support. In fact, it's been tested on multiple occasions, at least 5 times I count here, maybe even 6 or 7 if we count all these wicks down here as well. And basically what's interesting about this, in my opinion, is the fact that it ties into a potentially long range triangle that we are seeing. I just have to adjust the chart here because of that really weird wick. Let's just adjust here. So what we could be seeing at the moment, we're on the 1 week chart now, is the fact that we had this structure here on Quant for the longest period of time. I'm going to draw it like this first and foremost. This is some sort of consolidation pattern that we're seeing here on Quant. As you can see, it covers the resistance here very, very nicely. We've had 3 solid tests here, and just the other week, on here on Quant, we can see that we actually did manage to pump above this, and this is why I was so excited about Quant. But unfortunately, it was a fake out as we managed to drop back below it. Of course, we went from using it as a support to back to a resistance. As you can see in this region, the price came up to test it on multiple occasions, and we're just settling underneath it right now. And of course, if the next few days are bullish here for Quant, let's say that bullish support holds and we pump above like this, that could spell the next leg up here for Quant. Of course, this is our triangle. The price target from this triangle that we should see if we do pump above it is this price target here at $647. Of course, that would put Quant at roughly a $5 to $6 billion market cap. So that's completely attainable in my opinion. Of course, the exciting thing about this is the deadline for this sort of little shorter term triangle that we are seeing pretty much ends in the next few days as well. So we should make a decision here. Quant should make a decision here whether it's going to pump or not over the next few days. Of course, as you can see, there's only a little bit of space left in that triangle before we either see Quant break above that resistance once again, this long-term resistance here, or breaking down below the bullish support that we've had since the start of November there. So definitely keep your eyes on that if you're looking to buy the breakout. Of course, we can also construe this triangle in another way as well. Let's just get rid of all the drawings so it's a bit easier to see. Let's go back on the 1 week chart as well. In the longer term, we can also potentially be seeing something like this. So exactly the same support there on the triangle, but instead of that shorter term resistance, instead of that other resistance, we have this resistance going across like this. Again, very similar consolidation structure to the previous one. Just another thing that I'm monitoring from it as well. Of course, if we do break out from this larger triangle, then we could have an even more bullish price target here on Quant. That would take it up to $837 if we broke out in September of 2025. For example, if we broke up a lot sooner, that would be nearly $900. So another thing that I'm monitoring on here. Of course, it'd be really nice to potentially see the price test the resistance and support a few more times before breaking out if this is going to be in play. But nonetheless, if we do see a breakout from this, then we could see that as a price target for 2025 there. So $600 from the first triangle, $880 from this slightly larger triangle here on Quant. Of course, some other price targets that I'm looking at as well lie on these Fibonacci levels that I drew a little bit before. As you can see, 1.272 fib, it's $244, 1.4 fib at 285, 1.618 fib I think is an important one there, and that lies at roughly $360. The 2.618 fib there, another important one in forecasting where the price could get to, lies at $1,180. So a nice ambitious target for us here on Quant. Final one there, 3.618 fib, lies at $3,800. So these are some levels that I'm looking at if the Quant price really shoots up. Of course, I'll be taking some nice profits there at 1.618. That actually nicely lines up as well with the previous all-time high here on Quant. 2.618, then 3.618 if we make it up there. So those are kind of my price predictions here for Quant. I am very bullish here on the token. It's definitely held up very well during the bear market of 2022, 2023. The team are definitely cooking in the background. There's no doubt about it. We've got this nice consolidation structure on the chart. We've got Quant XRP looking extremely bearish at the moment. When we break to the upside, it's obviously going to happen at some point. When we break this chart to the upside and then Quant starts outperforming XRP, that's when we're going to start seeing low caps like Quant, like XDC in my previous video, start to really flourish. And of course, then we can see some really big gains. It's going to make this gain that we saw back in the start of November here look like nothing, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for the future of what's going to be happening here on Quant. Of course, that pretty much sums up everything that I wanted to say in this video. So do let me know down in the comments if you're holding any Quant. Let me know what your price targets for Quant are. And otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.